name's Lori Chesley. I'm the manager of David Kelly LGBTQ and HIV/AIDS counseling services at Family Service Toronto. The internship in LGBTQ counseling is an opportunity for another agency somewhere in Canada to develop or expand services specifically to the LGBTQ communities in their city or town. And we provide a year of practicum placement, actually postgraduate training to an intern, someone who's graduated from a Master's of Social Work program in somewhere in Canada, who will be here for a year with us, learning, working, doing the work, consulting with staff, participating in the program, learning about agency work, learning about policies, also learning about the community in Toronto and other services that are related to LGBT communities. When we were conceiving of the internship idea, we wanted to talk to a funder who knew something about us, and knew something about how we worked and what we were capable of.
My name's Bruce Lawson, and I'm the Executive Director of the Counselling Foundation of Canada. People come to us with, or we come to them with ideas about new ways of looking at old problems or new service delivery models for career counseling. And so that's our primary focus around career counseling. Another area that we've done some work on is helping agencies build capacity, not only within the agency, but within the community they serve.
The internship project, we received 3 years of funding from the Counselling Foundation of Canada, which means we can potentially have 3 partner agencies somewhere in Canada and 3 interns who will, after the year here, return to that particular agency. So Family Service Ottawa is the first, our first partner, and we currently have a call out for another partner who would be interested in signing up.
My name is Lori Rector, and I'm the Director of Community Programs at Family Services Ottawa.
My name is Marnie Potter. I'm the Community Developer for the Around the Rainbow project. So Around the Rainbow is a project that began 5 years ago, I guess. Sort of the seeds for it began about 6 years ago with some needs assessments that was done around children in GLBTQ communities. So it's a project that its main kind of, I guess, goal is to create inclusive spaces for children in GLBTQ families. So children who have parents who are GLBTQ, so lesbian, gay, bi, trans, two-spirit, queer, and questioning.
Currently, the Around the Rainbow program is our only program for lesbian, gays, bisexuals, and transgender. It started 5 or 6 years ago now, and we've, over the time, been integrating it. I call it mainstreaming it into the work that the agency does already. So I wasn't here when Around the Rainbow started, but I came in at the end of the first 3 or 4 years, and over the time I've been here in 2 years, we've been able to work with the other teams, work with the other staff, have it feel less like a standalone project and more like part of what Family Services does in the way that we do all of the other things that we do.
Well, I'm Megan, and I'm here as an intern at FST and David Kelly Services for a year, and I'm a counselor. The approach here at DKS, I think what stands out most to me is this idea that it's a community program that was developed for the community by the community. So I think that's a really important piece.
It's very important that the intern also identifies as LGBTQ. We know that that's important for clients in terms of what we've been told, what's been indicated, how clients respond to service, and the fact that we have an enormous waiting list and have since the beginning of the program. So we know that it's an important kind of service, and it's important for clients that they feel that they're in a comfortable environment where they can know that people understand what their lives are about and what their experiences are about.
We have a very unique team, and all of our counselors have different skills and have different flavors of approaches, and so it's very integrated and it's very eclectic, and I think that provides this agency with so much richness.
The existence of the intern in our program gives us a really net value of having an additional counselor. And so while there's a learning curve and, with an intern, they may not be initially carrying the same number of clients, for instance, as a staff member. They do come up to that level, and so it really means we're able to provide more service to clients in the City of Toronto.
A huge piece in terms of why this opportunity has been so successful is that I've had so much support from the DKS staff. And I'd also like to say not just the DKS staff, but the FST counseling unit as well. We have a kind of door open policy, and there is always time for support.
I would anticipate the intern would be involved in both community programs, so with Around the Rainbow, and possibly broader, so maybe going more integrated within the other community programs at whatever level that might look like. And then also on the counseling side, providing counseling from an LGBTQ perspective.
I didn't have a lot of expectations originally in terms of what this was going to look like. So I've still been surprised, though. I've been surprised. I thought that I had an understanding of what it meant for me to be queer when I came here, and what that looked like for me. And I think I had an expectation of what it would look like for me to be a queer counselor, and I think that I've developed a lot of awareness around how I navigate myself within the communities, and that has impacted my experience here.
And I think we're always working towards diversity and inclusion, and whether that's from a staffing and volunteer perspective, and who we're serving and how we're serving. I mean, I think the how of how we do it is really important, because it kind of guides, it really guides how the outcome in a way.
Family Service Toronto itself has moved a long way along the equity and inclusion path. And this project is kind of intended to provide that same potential journey to other agencies.
I'm definitely achieving counseling skills. That's an absolute. And I'm absolutely achieving training around counseling skills. So there's some really concrete things that tools that I'll have in my back pocket, ready to pull out when I go back and do direct intervention in Ottawa. So in a very concrete way, I'll have skills. But it's so much more than that. It's so much more than that in terms of what I've gotten out of this opportunity. And it's really shaped my life. And it's really opened up my awareness to more to queer theory and more to this ability to live between the boxes. And there are a lot of identities that exist out there that don't fit into boxes. And so I've just learned from this experience, not that I've ever been one to put people in boxes, but I've just really experienced liberation from not having to go there, or there being space in between the boxes. And I'm not sure if that makes sense, but it makes a lot of sense to me.